everyone, and welcome to Module 4. I'm Dr. Lorraine Gilpin, and you know Dr. Yashar Budur, your primetime video man. I am the camera shy one, and he's not. So this module focuses on multicultural education. And what is multicultural education? Well, there are many definitions, but multicultural education focuses on education that is equitable, fair, unbiased, that educates students to be world citizens, to interact well with others in the world, to share the space, the planet. It does not discriminate against people with regard to race, social class, gender, ethnicity, sexuality. In the past, multicultural education, people didn't think as much about the sexual orientation part of it, but now it has to be in the forefront as more and more teachers like you are dealing with these issues in the high school level. All right, one of the resources for you in this module is a video entitled The Eye of the Storm. And one of the things that that video will highlight for you is that multicultural education is not for minority students. It's not for culturally and linguistically diverse students. Multicultural education is sensible, good education for everyone. When we learn to interact with each other on the planet, we create a better world for all of us. And so this teacher, what is her name again?
I can't remember. They'll see it in the video.
Oh, that's right. I shouldn't tell you too much because you need to watch the video. But anyway, this teacher, all white students, she did a social experiment to help her students understand prejudice based on race. But she, of course, had to be more creative, but you have to go watch the video, so I'm not telling you everything. But be sure to watch that. And you need Real Player?
Yes.
In order to watch that. So make sure you get it because you don't want to miss that video. It's a little dated, but the concept is really important for you to understand. So be sure to watch it. All right.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I just remembered the name of the teacher, by the way. Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott, I'm sure you have seen this video somewhere sometime. It's very well known. But anyways, as Dr. Gilpin said, we are looking at multicultural education, culturally responsive pedagogy. Just to clarify the concepts, these are, in my view at least, these are interchangeable terms. If you see culturally responsive pedagogy, multicultural education, culturally relevant pedagogy, some people call even other things. These usually refer to the same types of practices. And the readings will give you some good perspective on these practices. One reading that I would like to emphasize is the book chapter by Gloria Ladson-Billings, and the title of the book chapter is Culturally Relevant Pedagogy, What Does It Look Like in Practice, or the title is similar to this. Probably it's not the exact wording. And I would like you to pay special attention to it for a couple of reasons. Number one, Gloria Ladson-Billings is maybe the most important scholar in this area in the United States. If she's not the most important, she's one of 5 at least. She's extremely intelligent, extremely knowledgeable, so what she writes is important. And the chapter is really well written, and you will find useful information. She talks about 3 major components, and these are important to understand. The first one is academic excellence. What she means in summary is that multicultural education does not mean that you feel sorry for children who have been underachieving for years. You're not to hold hands. You are to hold them to high standards like every other child. So your goal is academic excellence for all children. And as you do this, you use the richness that they bring to your classroom through their cultures. The second component is cultural competence, and that is teaching children the tools, the knowledge, the information that they need to be successful in society. If that means that children have to learn how to function in a white-dominated society, you teach them that. Because they have to function, they have to be successful in society.
They have to understand the codes and register switching and behaviors that are considered acceptable, whether that's part of their group norm or not, for instance.
And there was some reference to this also in spring textbook. It's either chapter 1 or 2, I can't remember which. and he talks about what's necessary for minorities to be highly functioning in society, and if that means that they need to learn the white ways of functioning in society, then they should learn that, and the school should teach that. And the third component that Latson-Billings talks about is sociopolitical consciousness. And this is something that teachers need to have. Number one, if you don't have sociopolitical consciousness, you cannot teach it. So that's something for everybody to work on, for us to work on it also. And that is to be able to recognize, reflect upon any type of social injustice that we see, and using this as information to teach to our children. And the video that Dr. Gilpin mentioned is one of those examples that, that's an example of, an issue that you can use for sociopolitical consciousness. So all these three aspects come together and build culturally relevant pedagogy.
The video is social reconstructionist.
Right, right. And then one of the readings is, it's a short reading, it's a book review on a book that was written in the 90s by Christine Sleeter, which is another big name in multiculturalism, and Carl Grant, and he's a big name too. And this book review will talk about five different approaches to multicultural education. I don't want to go through every single one of them because you will see it in the readings. The fifth approach, I just want to talk about that. Education that is multicultural and social reconstructionist. This approach talks about teaching children the content from multiple perspectives so that you are inclusive in integrating different people's histories, contributions, their ways of learning, etc. But at the same time going beyond that and teaching about big important concepts and issues like sexism, racism, discrimination, and making a conscious effort to put these in the curriculum, because as children learn about these, hopefully they will do something about it, because the ultimate goal of multicultural education, the goal that we know is that there's an achievement gap, we have to close it. Yes, okay, that's good. But the ultimate goal of multicultural education is to create a society that is based upon social justice, that treats everybody fairly, that treats everybody equitably. So that's the ultimate goal of multicultural education, and the fifth approach is towards that goal. And the video, Eye of the Storm video, is an example of this. So this video is an example of social reconstructionist teaching. So please pay attention to that. So
Bye.
goodbye for now.